ओके अच्छा ठीक है, सहल ने भी बना के रखा है।
Sir, screen is not visible to me.
टू होम फहद,
To me. Yeah, yes, sir.
लेट मी रीशेयर। बाकी लोग को विजिबल था नाउ फहद?
Yes, now it's coming. Sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Abdurrahman, please solve this. Solve these questions. You're a bit late, ठीक है? So you have less time. Write the product and please don't write the questions. If you can make the product without writing the question, please do that. Yeah, you have to make the products of the following reaction. Okay. So 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes यानी कि 2 मिनट के अंदर मेरे पास आंसर आ जाना चाहिए. Okay. So if you are done, please start sending the answers. Kinza, look at the fifth one. Do you want to change that? Yes, Kinza, look at your answer and look at the question. Do you want to change your answer now for the fifth one?
I'll check it, sir.
You will check it का क्या मतलब? देख के वो जल्दी बताइए.
जी
I
जी
hope you can. You will change it now.
yeah
Okay.
yeah I got it.
Please send your answers. Late होगा फिर हम नहीं देखेंगे. ठीक है. Only Kinza and Sahel has sent the answers till now. Send whatever you have done. Send whatever you have done, please. चलिए. That's it. Time is up. Okay. So for the first one, I hope you guys remember, right? OH and then CS3. Now here NaBH4 is there. So this is carboxylic acid. It gets only reduced by LiAlH4. So this will not get reduced, but our ketone will get reduced to alcohol. This is the same problem we did in the last class also. OH. Now here I am really sad that you have made plenty of mistakes. Many of you have. So here, first of all, it is what? Markovnikov addition. So in Markovnikov addition, you have this carbon atom and the blue carbon atom. And you can see that the green one is having more alkyl groups. That is why that will get the OH. And this blue carbon is going to get the hydrogen. In BS3, it is anti-Markovnikov addition. And that is why we will not get the OH in this carbon atom. We'll get the OH here. We'll get the OH here. Okay. Now this question, please see here. This is simply haloalkane. Okay, this is benzyl. This is the haloalkane, benzyl halide. It is not a haloarene. So this carbon atom here, okay, that is CH2. It is a sp3 hybridized carbon atom. That is why it will do a reaction of alcohol, and it will form alcohol. Okay, simple reaction, and I will get benzyl alcohol. Please happy jaldi. Okay. I hope you guys are done. Fahad, now to your question. Can you see this reaction, Fahad? Fahad, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This mechanism. So what is changed? I have done with propene. I asked you to do with ethene. Ethene is more simpler. Hydration, na? Acidic hydration of ethene, right? Hydration of ethene to yield ethanol. Reaction देखिए कुछ समझ में आ रहा नहीं आ रहा अभी भी बताइए. We'll have CH2 double bond CH2. Hydration का मतलब add water to form CH3 CH2 OH. इसका mechanism दिखाना था बस. Look at this mechanism and you will do it. Okay. Okay, Fahad.
Stepwise we have to do.
Stepwise. 3 steps only. No? Protonation of alcohol at top of H2 and then again deprotonation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The only change will be that you will be not getting here two different kinds of you will not be getting here two different kinds of carbocation. That is much simpler, ethene to ethanol. Okay. So let's move on. And no one else has any doubt from the assignment. किसी ने किया होगा तब तो assignment से doubt आएगा. No one? बहुत बढ़िया. इसी तरह चलते रहिए आप लोग, है ना? Without any assignments and all. I am writing question. So we have done all the preparation of alcohol. There is one more preparation that is not there in NCERT, but still you will write this down. From primary amines. So when primary amines, that means R, CH2NH2, it reacts with ONO, nitrous acid. ONO is nitrous acid, HONO. It gives me R, CH2OH, 1 degree alcohol, plus nitrogen gas, plus water. Water? Yes, water. Okay, write some examples. CS3, CH2OH. Wait a second, sorry, my bad, this will be NH2. Now write the topic, methods of preparation of phenol. Write number 1. From benzene sulfonic acid. Now let us look at the reaction. First of all, if we have benzene ring, we will do sulfonation of benzene by treating this with what? H2SO4 concentrated H2SO4, and whenever we have H2SO4, there are some sulfur trioxide gases present. Okay, SO3, and the combination of H2SO4 with sulfur trioxide, it is known as oleum, and we are going to get in this case SO3H. Okay, then followed by treatment with sodium hydroxide at high temperature around 623 Kelvin and high pressure also. We get here ONA, sodium phenoxide ion. Oops, sorry, not any ON. Now further treatment of sodium phenoxide with HCl or any acid, HCl in, or any acid, any protic acid in the presence of water it is going to replace this ONA by OH. So Na is going to be replaced by OH. Write the statement. Sulfonation of benzene with oleum. Sulfonation of benzene with oleum. Oleum is what? The mixture of H2SO4 and SO3 gas. Gives benzene sulfonic acid. Gives benzene sulfonic acid. On further treatment with sodium hydroxide at high temperature and pressure. At high temperature and pressure. Gives sodium phenoxide ion. Which on acidic hydrolysis gives phenol. Second, you'll write from benzene diazonium salt. Benzene diazonium
So in
salts.
the first line, sulfonation of benzene with what is that?
Oleum.
After which?
ओलियम. अरे आप यहीं पे हैं अभी तक, जल्दी लिखिए. ओलियम. Now for benzene diazonium salt, it is very easy. You just need aqueous solution of benzene diazonium salt. If you heat it, it will form phenol. Right here, when benzene diazonium salt is heated in the presence of water, phenol is formed. पूरा ही रिएक्शन लिख लीजिए. आप लोग बेंजीन डायजोनियम सॉल्ट भी याद नहीं होगा कैसे बनता है ना. सो वी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हैव aniline NH3 and we treat this with NaNO2 plus HCl at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. This leads to formation of benzene diazonium salt N2 plus Cl negative. Then in the presence of water and some heat, it gives us phenol. See, देखिए, there are a few things here: di, then we have azo, and then we have neum. Azo is a term that is used for nitrogen. So as you can see in this benzene ring, we have diazo, right? And it has N2 positive charge. That is why we have diazonium. Okay, diazonium. Neum, it was telling you that it is a charged ion. Diazo means 2N2, two nitrogens. That's it. Diazonium salt. Acha, I hope you guys know that on Wednesday you will have a test on haloalkane halorine complete chapter. Right? Everyone knows this? Yes or no? On Wednesday, that means parso, day after tomorrow, you will have a test on haloalkane halorine complete chapter. चलिए ठीक है, सबको पता था. Okay, right, next one. क्या वो किसी को नहीं पता था क्या? Was there someone? Kinza, you did not know?
No.
आप ग्रुप में नहीं है कोई?
I guess.
You're not in any group?
I'm not in chemistry group. Yeah.
आप फिजिक्स ग्रुप में है, इसके ग्रुप में, आप केमिस्ट्री ग्रुप में, तो आप बोलिएगा नहीं केमिस्ट्री ग्रुप में होने के लिए. ठीक है, अभी पता चल गया आपको. अब क्या कर सकता है? Josefa, are you not there in any group? No, you are there in a group. आपको चेक करना चाहिए था. ठीक है, हमने शेड्यूल वहीं पे अपलोड किया है. आप तो चेक करना चाहिए था. आप तो इसमें आदमी क्या करे? हाँ हुजैफा बताइए. Okay, so write the third one, Dawes process. So this Dawes process was we can't say discovered, invented or discovered, we can say anything. And it was started by Dawes company, and it's a multi-billion company. It deals with special chemicals, and they had a process which you have already seen in haloalkane halorine chapter. In this, we use a chlorobenzene. We react this chlorobenzene with NaOH at elevated temperature. Okay, so temperature will be somewhere around 623 Kelvin and 300 atm pressure, and we use copper salts as catalyst. Now this leads to formation of sodium phenoxide because Cl is getting replaced by O here, and because it is in basic condition, we will have ONA. And on further hydrolysis with any acid and water, it is going to give me phenol. Now Kinza, it's your duty. ठीक है, आप बोलिएगा कि sir, please add me in the chemistry group. Okay, Kinza?
Yes, sir.
Right, next, phenol is commercially prepared by heating chlorobenzene with NaOH and copper salts at 623 Kelvin and 300 atm pressure. And atm pressure to form sodium phenoxide. which on acidic hydrolysis gives phenol. Write the fourth one from cumene. Now cumene is nothing, it is just isopropyl benzene. Isopropyl benzene. Okay. So right. So isopropyl benzene will have a benzene ring. And this benzene ring will have CH, CH3 here and CH3 here. Okay. So this group is known as isopropyl and we have a benzene ring. It is oxidized in the presence of oxygen. Okay, molecular oxygen O2. In the presence of O2, it forms a peroxide. Now O2 does an insertion reaction. We have carbon atom like this. The two CH3s are here and here. And we have OOH. Okay. Now on further hydrolysis, the presence of acid, what is going to happen? See, this forms one compound. This whole thing, it cleaves out, and this OH atom, it shifts in the leftward direction on the benzene ring. So you'll have phenol, obviously, plus CH3 C double bond O and CH3. CH3 C double bond O and CH3. So you get very important compounds from here, phenol and acetone. Nowadays, phenols are prepared using cumene also. Cumene only because we get a very important byproduct, that is acetone. Now acetone is a solvent. It is prominently used solvent for organic molecules. Organic matlab in which we have non-polar molecules. Right, for cumene, when cumene is oxidized in the presence of, when cumene is oxidized in the presence of air. अच्छा, air से क्या oxidize करेगा? O2 ही oxidize करेगा. Okay. Oxidized in the presence of air, cumene hyperoxide is formed. And on further hydrolysis, it forms phenol and acetone. So these are the methods of preparation of phenol. So it should have one page method of preparation of phenols. Done, guys? Yes or no? Please tell me.
Just a moment, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay, give reagents for following. We have benzene, and from benzene we have to make cumene first of all. And then we have to make phenol. Okay, so see, ये तो पता ही होगा, अभी हम लोगों ने this reaction किया. First step is O2. Second step is H2O in the presence of H plus, right? But what about a reagent that is going to give me cumene? Think about it. Giving you 2 minutes, guys. Giving you 2 minutes. Just one hint is that it is one of the Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. In 11th standard, we have studied Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction, and it is one of those reactions. Friedel-Crafts alkylation, because we are adding an alkyl group on benzene. I think no one knows. Okay, so for alkyl Friedel-Crafts alkylation, we need to add isopropyl. So we need to have isopropyl halide. We should have CH3CH, CS3, and there should be a chlorine here, and in the presence of AlCl3. So this chlorine will be getting removed, and it will add here benzene in place of chlorine ring, and I will get isopropyl benzene, that is cumene here. Okay, so you can also get a conversion. How will you convert from benzene to cumene to phenol? If someone was saying something? Yes, no. Okay.
Because of AlCl3, that Cl is getting removed.
First of all, this Cl, it attacks on this aluminium, okay, and then the reaction happens, and we get a positive charge here. Then this benzene attacks. It is completely 11th standard chemistry, and we have also seen this in haloalkane halorine. If you revise haloalkane halorine, you will see this reaction. Not exactly this reaction, but Friedel-Crafts alkylation, and 1 or 2 variation of Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Okay. Now, all the preparation of phenols are done. Now we will move on to the physical properties of alcohols and phenol. Please write next. physical properties of alcohol and phenols. Number one is the physical state, whether we have solid, liquid, or gas. We'll talk about that. Number one, right? Physical state. And physical state, you write lower members of alcohol are colorless liquid. Are colorless liquid with characteristic smell. That means if you have less number of carbon atoms, they will have some type of smell. As you know, alcohol, ethanol, that is generally used for drinking, and it also has some smell. And if you smell the sanitizer and all, it has some amount of methanol. Now that methanol makes that sanitizer bad for drinking. If you will drink that sanitizer, you will die. Okay, so methanol is a very toxic substance. It is a poison. That is why people add on ethanol. So majority of the sanitizer, it contains ethanol only. But just so that people don't consume this directly, what do? They add some amount of methanol also. Okay, and it also has some kind of smell there. So if you smell pure mixture of ethanol and methanol, it smells very bad. But sanitizer, they add some kind of different smells also. That's why it smells good. But generally, they will have characteristics, and it is a bad smell. Right, next. Alcohols with more than 12 carbon atoms are colorless solid. Right, next. Phenols are crystalline solid. Now it depends on the method of preparation how phenols are being prepared. So phenols are crystalline solid, or they also are in liquid forms, or liquid and have phenolic smell. So the phenyl that we use, it generally contains phenol. Okay. And you know that it also has some kind of smell. तो थोड़ा hospital से जो महक आती है, that is kind of phenol. Okay. Right, next, boiling point. Boiling point. Number 1 point you will write boiling point of alcohol increases with increase in number of carbon atom, increase in number of carbon atom due to increase in molecular mass. Due to increase in molecular mass. So if I compare CH3OH, it will have lower boiling point than CH3CH2OH, followed by propanol, followed by butanol, followed by pentanol, and etc. This is the first point. Right, next point. Boiling point of alcohol decreases with increase in branching. Decreases with increase in branching. So if I take an example of butanol, so I can have 4 carbon atoms and an OH group. Now this will have higher boiling point than a branched one. So see, we have increased the branching. Further branching can be increased if I have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms, and here we have OH. Okay. So see, this is 1 degree, 2 degree, and 3 degree. So you can say that with increase in branching, what happens? The boiling point of alcohol, it decreases. Okay, so this was regarding alcohols, and we are comparing alcohols with alcohols only. We're increasing and decreasing the number of carbon atoms. We are increasing and decreasing the branch. Now let us compare alcohol with different classes of organic compounds. So for that, you will write the next point. Please write this with me. Boiling point of alcohol. Boiling point of alcohols and phenols are higher than hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons means simple alkene, alkene, alkynes. Hydrocarbons, comma, haloalkanes, comma, haloarenes, and ethers. Okay, and ethers of comparable molar mass. Why is this? We'll write next point. The reason this is because alcohols and phenols can form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Which increases the intermolecular force of attraction and hence the boiling point. And hence the boiling point. Okay, so you can show the intermolecular hydrogen bonding something like this. So we have this one alcohol. Okay, so these are the hydrogen bonding. You can write it like this. So between two molecules, there is further a force of attraction that is acting, and which is making this alcohol, what? Have higher boiling point. Now, so this is why we have all of this as connected. Okay, so randomly these things are connected like this, both in alcohol and phenols. So we'll write some comparisons also. So you have RH. RH means R is alkyl group. If you add hydrogen, it will become alkane. You have RH. This will have lower boiling point than RCl. Which will have higher boiling point. This RCl will have lower boiling point than RBr. And then further, the highest will be for alcohols. Okay. Now see how we are going to determine this. First of all, you will identify what kind of force of attraction is present. So here we have having non-polar interactions. Okay, so this is non-polar molecule. Both of these are what? Polar. And then this is hydrogen bonding. Now, when you have anything which are having which is polar, or which is having non-polar, or which is hydrogen bonded, then what you are going to see? You are going to see the molecular weight. As you know, Br comes below Cl. That is why it is going to have higher molecular weight, and that is why van der Waals forces of attraction will be higher and will have higher boiling point. But the most will be with ROH because it is having hydrogen bonding. Okay, so the thing is non-polar is lowest. Then we have polar molecules, and then we have hydrogen bonded. Okay. Now, if we have tie in any one of these, then we will prefer the one with higher molecular weight. If you have tie in any one of these, and also see higher molecular weight, या फिर branching भी देख लें, right? If you have different type of branchings there. Take the next one. For example, if we have CS3, OCS3. Okay. So this is an ether. Ether will have lower boiling point than CS3, CH2OH. Now both of them are isomers, and these are functional group isomers in which we have different type of functional group. Here we have ether, here we have alcohol. Okay, but the molecular formula is going to be same. Now this ether is what? Non-polar. And this is hydrogen bonded. We'll write one more. So we have simple benzene. It will have lower boiling point than haloalkane. And haloalkane will have lower boiling point than phenols. After this, you all will write a question. Arrange the following. In decreasing order of boiling point. Let me know if you're not done. Okay, I will scroll up. If you're done, you will write the question. We have A, pentene 1-ol. Write B, N-butane. Write C, pentane ul. Write D, ethoxyethane. First of all, you will make the structure, then classify each one of them as hydrogen bonded, non-polar, polar, something like that. Yeah, we'll do two things. Draw the structure of all of these molecules, 4 molecules, right? And then you will classify them as polar, non-polar, or hydrogen bonded. 3 categories: polar, non-polar, or hydrogen bonded. व्हाट हैपेंड, कोई आंसर नहीं भेजेगा क्या? प्लीज ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर गाइस, ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर एंड क्लासिफाई देम एज polar, non-polar or hydrogen bonded. If you don't know, then send whatever you have done till now. पेंटेन 1 ऑल का नहीं आ रहा है तो नेक्स्ट पे चल जाइए, नेक्स्ट पे चल नेक्स्ट पे चल जाइए, ठीक है? जितना आ रहा है उतना जल्दी करके भेजिए। No, you have to write the structure for all of them. आप सुन नहीं रहे हैं क्या? Please, what happened? My voice is not clear or what? Write the structure for all of these 4.
क्या सर, आई अंडरस्टूड, मैं पेंटेनॉल का पूछ रहा था आपसे।
पेंटेनल का पूछ रहे थे? नहीं आप बनाइए ना, नहीं आ रहा तो छोड़ दीजिए, हम तो बनाएंगे ही।
ओके
हम तो बनाएंगे, जितना आ रहा है बनाइए आप। पेंटेनल एल्डिहाइड ग्रुप होता है एल में, CHO ग्रुप होता है एल में।
सर सी वाला पेंटेनल है या पेंटेनॉल?
पेंटेनल एल है। अरे IUPAC नॉमेनक्लेचर तो क्लास 11th में भी है ना? तो वो तो दिया ही जा सकता है, रिएक्शंस बस नहीं दिए जा सकते हैं यहाँ पे। एल्डिहाइड ग्रुप लिखा है, किसी ने आंसर नहीं दिया है, वाह। 2 मिनट हम इंतजार करेंगे, उससे ज्यादा हम करेंगे नहीं, ठीक है? जल्दी आप लोग भेजिए आंसर प्लीज, जितना भी किया आप लोगों ने। यू डोंट हैव टू सेंड मी द आंसर फॉर इंक्रीजिंग और डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ बॉइलिंग पॉइंट, वो हम बताएंगे। यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर, देन यू क्लासिफाई इट एज पोलर, नॉन पोलर और हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डेड। जितना हो रहा है उतना कीजिए, बॉइलिंग पॉइंट का ऑर्डर हम ही बताने वाले हैं, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट। बहुत अफसोस की बात है, सहल का आंसर आया। चलिए, बहुत ही बढ़िया सहल। सहल आपने प्रैक्टिस किया IUPAC नॉमेनक्लेचर?
जी सर।
कितना प्रैक्टिस किया आपने?
सर मैंने अपने स्कूल के नोटबुक से देख के प्रैक्टिस किया, उसके एनसीईआरटी क्वेश्चन थोड़े, ज्यादा नहीं
थोड़े? थोड़ा
लाइक हाँ, जो
कीजिए
एग्जाम
आपको
पेपर से
प्रैक्टिस
पहले गए वो सब।
नहीं, आप कीजिए, आपको जरूरत है करने की, बिकॉज यहाँ पे साइक्लोवर्ड तो है नहीं जो आपने रिंग बना दिया, राइट? ठीक है, किसी का आंसर नहीं आया, सिर्फ सहल का आंसर आया।
तो
ओके,
सर पेंटेन है तो हम लोग किसी भी तरीके से नहीं लिख सकते?
वाह, आपको हम लेक्चर दे देंगे, कुछ आप आयोपैक नॉमेनक्लेचर का कम से कम हैलोल्किन वाला तो कर लेते हैं आप। एटलीस्ट मेरा हैलोल्किन वाला लेक्चर तो किसी भी तरह क्यों लिख सकते हैं आप। पेंटेन है ना, साइक्लोपेंटेन और पेंटेन में फिर फर्क क्या रहेगा? So it is pentane, that means it is long chain. So we have 5 carbon atoms and then in the 5th carbon atom I am going to have OH. अब ये OH इधर बनाई एक ही बात है, बस जगह बचाने के लिए हमने नीचे बना दिया है। ओके, N butane is only 4 carbon atoms. Pentane al, you have 1 2 3 4 5 carbon atom and this is going to have CHO group. Ethoxyethane 1 2 carbon atom further bonded to oxygen and this oxygen is further bonded to other two CH2 and CH3 group. अब जिसको बॉन्ड लाइन स्ट्रक्चर नहीं आता वो प्लीज हमको एक बार मैसेज कर दे, सर हमको बॉन्ड लाइन स्ट्रक्चर में दिक्कत हो रही है। ओके, बिकॉज until unless you know how to draw the bond line structure, 12th class में ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री आपकी अच्छी हो ही नहीं सकती है, because in organic chemistry you need to practice a lot and for practicing you need to have that much amount of time, right? And if you are going to write, see the same structure I'm going to write, CH3 CH2 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 1 2 3 4 and one more CH2, 5 CH2s and then OH. You see how much time this has taken, 1 2 3 4 5, Anna? And look at the time taken by this. This can happen in milliseconds, and until unless you can practice a lot, and you have to practice in a constrained amount of time. Okay, you don't have infinity of time, right? So if you know how to draw the bond line structure, then only you can practice reactions quickly, then only you can practice anything quickly in organic chemistry. Now those are who are having problem in this bond line structure, please message me. I will send you one PDF. It is of 4 or 5 pages. You will practice it and you will be fine with the bond line structures. Okay, चलिए, किसी ने किया है वो? फहद आपने किया शायद ना, 4-5 पेज। Yes, Fahad.
जी सर।
Have you practiced bond line structure? हमने कुछ दिया है आपको मटेरियल?
Yes sir, I did some questions.
Some questions. Okay. I did not provide you any material for bond line structure. No. Okay, fine. Those who need it, please you will message me on WhatsApp. This is hydrogen bonded. This is non-polar. This is going to be polar because oxygen is this way. This is polar and this is non-polar. Now the first one is going to be hydrogen bonded. So A is with the highest boiling point. Then we will write C because C is polar. And in between non-polars, we will look at the molecular weight. So the molecular weight here will be higher because here we have 4 carbon atoms. Here also we have 4 carbon atoms. In addition to 4 carbon atom, we have an oxygen atom here. So A, C, and then D, and the least will be with D. So this is the order. Please write this down. How did we choose between D and B? This is having molecular weight is higher here. Okay, in D with respect to B. Write this fast, guys. आयोपैक नॉमेनक्लेचर आप लोग से स्ट्रक्चर नहीं बन रहे हैं, बहुत अफसोस की बात है। प्रैक्टिस कीजिए। हैलोल्किन में पता नहीं क्या कीजिएगा आप लोग। कोई भी रिएक्शन में हमने ना वहां पे स्ट्रक्चर तो दिया ही नहीं है। ओके, आई हैव नॉट गिवन एनी स्ट्रक्चर। आई हैव गिवन यू द नेम ऑफ रिएक्टेंट, द नेम ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट, है ना, द नेम ऑफ रिएजेंट, and you have to make the product, and for product also you have to write the name of product. Okay, so prepare अच्छे से। आयोपैक नॉमेनक्लेचर नहीं आएगा तो बहुत फंसिएगा इधर उधर। चलिए, राइट, नेक्स्ट solubility. Now in solubility you will write alcohols and phenols. Both are soluble in water as they form hydrogen bond with water molecule. Okay, as they form hydrogen bond with water molecules. Now you see here R OH. Okay, and then we have H2O. H2O is HOH, right? HOH. So we'll have hydrogen bonding like this. Okay, like this we are going to have hydrogen bonding. Now the important thing that you have to see here is this part here. Alcohol has two parts. This OH part here, it is responsible for the formation of hydrogen bond. That is why this part is favorable for the solubility. But this R group, it is not taking part in the solubility. It is not taking part in solubility. It is not forming any hydrogen bond with water atom, water molecules. That is why it is not favorable for solubility. Okay, so we have two parts in alcohol. OH part is favorable. So we'll write here like this. Favorable for solubility. And this R group is what? Not favorable for solubility. Okay, now what will happen? Please answer me in chat. Please answer me in chat. What is going to happen if I increase the number of carbon atom? If I increase the number of non-favorable condition, that means I'm increasing the number of carbon atoms, then what is going to happen? Solubility will increase or it will decrease. What I'm doing, I'm increasing the number of carbon atoms. Please write in chat what is going to happen. Solubility will increase or decrease. If I increase the number of carbon atom, what is happening? What is going to happen to solubility? It will not decrease. Okay, Kinza correct. Sahel correct. Only two answers. बाकी लोग का दिमाग ही नहीं चल रहा क्या? आसान सा सवाल है बिल्कुल. अब्दुल रहमान, what we have done here? If I'm increasing the non-favorable condition for solubility, if I'm increasing the not favorable condition, then it is going to decrease. अगर favorable होता solubility के उसको हम increase करते, solubility भी increase करती. Please write here. On increasing the number of carbon atoms, on increasing the number of carbon atoms in alcohol, the solubility decreases. The solubility decreases as larger alkyl group prevents the formation of hydrogen bond with H2O. Okay, so if I have simple, then this is going to have higher solubility followed by we'll write next. In isomeric alcohols, solubility increases with increase in branching. As the surface area of alkyl group decreases. So if I have, taking example of butanol, so this butanol will have lower solubility than butane 2-ol, and it will have even lower solubility than tertiary butyl alcohol. Okay, so why is this happening? Because now you can see that, see, this OH group is what? OH group is same, है ना? It is having the same area, it is containing, it is using the same space, but as we are increasing the branching, this alkyl group is using lesser and lesser area. See here. Okay, so as we increase the branching, the surface area decreases, it is taking lesser and lesser space, and that is why more and more hydrogen bond can be formed with water. Last point you will write. Phenols are less soluble in water than alcohol due to its large benzene ring. Done, everyone? Is please tell me. Raise your hand if you're done, guys. Raise your hand if you're done. Sahil is done. Abdul Rahman is done. Fahad not done. Okay, just waiting for Huzaifa. Okay. All right, next. Chemical properties of alcohol. Chemical properties of alcohol. Now, if we look at, please don't write this, first lesson. If I look at this molecules of Fahad, do you know about electronegativity? Fahad, do you know about electronegativity?
Yes, yes, sir.
ठीक है, आपको पता है ना? ठीक है, क्लास के बाद हम आपको समझाते चलेगा.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Okay. RCH2 OH. Now, in this case, there are two bonds, and both the bonds are polar. Both the bonds are polar. Okay. So we have delta negative charge on oxygen atom, delta positive here, and delta positive here. Delta positive on the CH2 carbon also, delta positive on the hydrogen also. Now, there are two types of reaction which can happen. One can happen if you break this bond. That means the cleavage of what? Cleavage of OH bond. And the other reaction can happen if you break this CO bond. Cleavage of CO bond. Okay, so two bonds can break. So we'll see the reactions that are involving the cleavage of OH bond, and then we will look at the reactions involving the cleavage of CO bond. But that topic will be starting on Wednesday, not today. Okay, we'll start that topic on Wednesday. But as of now, in this class, we have done a few things. What are the things we have done? Please look at the starting. We started with the preparation of what? Preparation of phenols. In preparation of phenols, we did 4 benzene sulfonic acid, diazonium salt, Dawes process, and cumene. The cumene one is important and it is also a bit tricky. So please practice all of these reactions with writing. Don't read the reactions. Reactions padne se kuch nahi hone wala hai. Okay, you practice this. You write this benzene reacting with oleum, that is H2SO4 and SO3. It will form sulfonic, a benzene sulfonic acid. Further treatment with NaOH at high temperature and pressure, it is going to give me phenoxide ion and sodium phenoxide ion, and on further hydrolysis, it is going to give me phenol. So while you are writing the structures, you have to read this whole statement. Okay, you have to read those whole statements. So please practice all of these reactions. And then on physical properties, so we have the physical state that is not very much important, but please go through it once before the examination and all, because if they ask you, do alcohol have characteristic smell, true or false, something like that, then you have to answer it, right? And they can ask you this because it is there in your NCERT. Then the boiling point is important. In boiling point, we saw that increase in branching leads to decrease in boiling point, and increase of carbon atom leads to increase in boiling point. 2 points are there. Then we talked about the comparison of alcohol with different classes of organic molecules, in which we saw that alcohol and phenols, they can have higher boiling point than hydrocarbons, haloalkane, haloarenes, and also ethers. These are the examples, and then you will again practice this question, and I will also give you one question for the assignment. After that, we did solubility. In solubility, we saw that there are 2 parts in alcohol. One is favorable for solubility and one is not favorable for solubility. Now, the favorable for solubility part, that is almost constant. It is always OH. And the not favorable part, that may change. It may increase or decrease the number of carbon atom, or it may increase or decrease the number of branching. If we increase the number of carbon atoms, then what is going to happen? Then the large alkyl group, it is going to prevent the alcohols to form the hydrogen bond with water, and that is why they will be decreasing the solubility. Increase in number of carbon atom decreases solubility. And in branching, what is going to happen? If I increase the branching, then it is going to decrease the surface area. Decrease in surface area, that means the OH has more space to form what? Hydrogen bonds with water, and that is why the solubility increases if we increase the branching. Okay, then we will learn about the chemical properties of alcohol in our next class. Is this clear? Yes or no? Everyone, yes or no? Please tell me. यहाँ तक clear है सबको? हाँ या ना? Yes or no, guys? Yes. Okay. चलिए. Fahad, you just stay for a bit, है ना? And then all others can leave. If you want to study what is polar and what is non-polar, then you can stay. Polar versus non-polar. Now, first of all, polar, you have to understand about a polar bond. Okay, so first of all, bonds. So in a bond will be made up of 2 different atoms, A and B. Okay, so you see if A and B are different, then bond is polar. Okay, but if we have AA type of bond, both atoms are same or with less difference in electronegativity, then non-polar. So AB के example में आप देख लीजिए जैसे HCl है. So both of these are having high difference in electronegativity. And if I talk about AA, then you can have, for example, let us say Cl and Cl. So these bonds are not polar. Okay, these bonds are not polar. Now let us talk about the molecules which are polar. Now in molecules, what type of molecules can be polar? If they will have, for example, you have water molecule. Okay. Now this water molecule, both bonds are polar. Okay, both bonds are polar. and here you have delta negative, delta positive, and delta positive like this. Now that is why you are going to have this type of polarity. ठीक है, एक सिंपल चीज है, अगर आप लोग याद कर लीजिए तो बेहतर होगा, लेकिन आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू रिमेंबर दिस फ्रॉम क्लास 11th स्टैंडर्ड. If electronic geometry is equal to shape and all surrounding atoms are same, then it is non-polar. For example, देखिए, I have CCl4. The electronic geometry is also tetrahedral, the shape is also tetrahedral, and all of the atoms are also same. That is why even though all the bonds are non-polar, okay, all of these bonds are non-polar, but the structure in itself is what it is. See, sorry, all the bonds are polar, but the structure is non-polar. Okay, so we have CCl, two different atoms, difference in electronegativity, but the whole structure is going to be non-polar. Okay, तो इतना अगर आप लोग याद करेंगे, how to identify non-polar molecules, then the electronic geometry and shape should be equal, and all the surrounding atoms should be same. Acha, alkenes are always non-polar. Okay, because it has carbon, it is bonded with hydrogen atoms. Okay, this is methane. If I also see CS3 and CS3, right? Now, all of these molecules are connected with the same type of atoms, right? Hydrogen atoms and carbon atoms. Now, carbon, it does not have a very high electronegativity difference. And similarly, hydrogen also does not have a very high electronegativity difference with carbon atom. If you want to remember the electronegativity series, that will help you. So, इसको ऐसे याद कर लीजिए, फोन, कल ब्रो, इश्क प्यार है. So this is, you can understand it as phone, F-O-N, call, bro. This you can remember this as ishq. This you can remember this as प्यार. And ishq क्या है? Ishq प्यार है. कोई फर्क तो है ना? ठीक है. So all of these things you combine them and you will understand what is non-polar and what is polar. Okay. इतना information चाहिए आप लोगों को. That's it for molecules. If you want to note this down, note this down. Otherwise, just let me know. अच्छा, सभी थे, किसी को नहीं आ रहा था क्या? देखिए, फहद ने पूछा तो बाकी आप लोग को ही पता चल गया. So, अच्छा, यहाँ इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी सीरीज में ये देख लीजिए, फ्लोरीन का ज्यादा है, फिर ऑक्सीजन, हाइड्रोजन, क्लोरीन, Br ऐसे है. ठीक है. So this iodine, sulfur and carbonate is almost similar. Phosphorus and hydrogen is also almost similar. It is having same type of electronegativity. As you can see, carbon and hydrogen, they don't have any large difference in electronegativity. Okay. So molecules still here. Iodine को आप छोड़ दीजिए अगर. So these molecules, they are having high electronegativity. Okay, and these are the molecules, these are having high and these are having very low. इन सब के बीच में जो difference है बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होता है. Please write this down if you want to write it and let me know. ये एक important point है, ठीक है? If electronic geometry is equal to shape and all the surrounding atoms are same, then it is non-polar.
Sir, can you scroll up for a second?
For bonds, कहाँ पे
Yes, sir.
scroll करना? दिख रहा है, नहीं दिख रहा?
Yes, sir. दिख रहा है. Done, sir. Thank you.
Done. What about others? Done.